a magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The Magic Secret Kindergarten on the Revolution Radio Station.
Hello. Welcome back to the Secret Kindergarten. Oh my goodness. There was a big, scary storm. Big, scary storm. I've never heard a storm anything like that. And I went outside, and everything had been dancing about in the night. I'm assuming I can be heard, and that is fine. So, today's Daily Words of Wisdom, thanks to Manly P. Hall. Somewhere in the world, it's August the 31st. And for August the 31st, Manly P. Hall has to say this. Growth reveals itself as a degree of a process. Somewhere in the past, we were less. Somewhere in the future, we will be more. Today, we are what we are. And on this very factual foundation, we have to build. So what does that mean? All that means is, all you've got to do right now is try. That's all you got to do. And somewhere in the world, like here in New Zealand, all the way down near the bottom of the world, it's the 1st of September. I can't believe it. And we were greeted with the biggest storm I've ever seen and heard in my entire life. But you know what? It's probably not that bad compared to some people in some places. Manly P. Hall's words of wisdom for September the 1st are these. We live to be useful rather than to be great. But it is always possible, if we are truly useful, we shall attain the only real distinction there is. The distinction of a noble life. Nobly lived. You know what that means? It's good to do things that are good for other people and good for the world. And that's the whole point. Do you hear that? That's a seagull. Because right now, it's Problem Situations time, brought to you by the seagull. Oh yes. Problem situation number 1, you are watching TV. You see people with guns on the TV, and they are shooting each other and dying. What would you do? How would you feel? Interesting. Number 2, you are climbing a tree and you climb up really high in the sky. You start to feel a bit scared that you are up so high. What do you do? You know what? I don't think you are scared, are you? If you do that. Number 3, you are walking down the street and you see somebody get hit by a car. It is really bad. Ugh. It's terrible. That person must be dead. How would you feel? What choices do you have? You saw a person get hit by a car. Okay, last one. Okay, what do you reckon? You are playing outside on the grass in your bare feet, and you step on a bee and get a bee sting. Ow! What should you do? I remember I jumped off the trampoline onto the ground and I got a bee sting. And I was a bubble blowing baby. I cried and I cried. But I know you're tough. It's affirmations time. It's time to hear the things that you need to hear and you deserve to hear that you may not get to hear because all of us grown-ups are too busy to let you know and remind you who you really are. So sit back and relax because you are brave. You are important. I just burped by accident. I'm sorry I did that because you are a good friend. And you are loved. I ate a dry piece of bread too fast, that's why a burp came out. You are accepted and loved for who you are. Your future is bright. You are blessed. You deserve the best things in the world. You are full of great ideas and thoughts. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. All right, you're amazing, okay? That's enough of that. You know someone else who's amazing? A honeybee. It's time to talk about bees. We talk about them every week now because they're so amazing. Let's talk about healthy honey. This is amazing, everybody. A single honeybee makes about a 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire lifetime. I cannot believe that. I'm so greedy with my honey. I have about a 1/12 of a jar of honey in my moment. In my one moment. 1 pound, that is 450 grams of honey. That's about the same as a big jar you can buy in the supermarket, is made from the nectar of about 2 million flowers. I think I only need a teeny little bit of honey if I use it. What do bees need honey for? Like you, they eat it to get energy. Honey even contains substances that can kill disease-causing germs. Honey mixed with pollen is called bee bread. I love this. I didn't know any of this. I don't know anything. Grubs that become workers and drones eat bee bread for 3 days before they become pupae. Adult bees survive on honey over the winter when it's too cold for bees to leave the hive. A large colony might eat as much as 44 pounds, that is 20 kilos, of honey over the winter. That's a lot of honey, everybody. Now let's talk about bees growing up. I better be quick. As you grow, you look pretty much the same. Bees, on the other hand, have 4 life stages. At each life stage, the bee looks completely different. Those life stages are egg, grub, pupa, and adult. A bee's egg is the size of a pinhead. Only the queen lays eggs. She lays eggs inside cells called brood cells. After about 3 days, the egg hatches out and wriggles, a tiny white worm-like grub. Worker nurses feed the young grubs on a creamy substance called royal jelly for the first few days. Royal jelly is made by glands in the nurse's head. The jelly contains a lot of nutrients. If a grub is fed nothing but royal jelly, the grub eventually becomes a queen. If a grub's food is switched to be bred, the young bee becomes a worker or a drone. After 6 days, the grub becomes a pupa. In this stage, the grub stops wriggling and eating. It spins a hard case called a cocoon. Inside the cocoon, the pupa changes from a grub into a winged adult aunt bee's amazing! I love bees. Alright. It is Brothers Grimm story time. This is a cheeky little story. Let me read it to you. It's called The Golden Key. It's a short one. Here we go. One winter, when the snow was very deep, a poor boy had to go outside and gather wood on a sled. After he had finally collected enough wood and had piled it on his sled, he decided not to go home right away because he was so frozen. He thought he would instead make a fire to warm himself up a bit. So he began scraping the snow away, and as he cleared the ground, he discovered a small golden key. Where there's a key, he knew, there must also be a lock. So he dug farther into the ground and found a little iron casket. If only the key will fit, he thought. There are bound to be precious things in the casket. He searched but could not find a keyhole. Then, finally, he noticed one, but it was so small that he could barely see it. He tried the key, and fortunately, it fit. So he began turning it. And now, we must wait until he unlocks the casket completely and lifts the cover. That's when we'll learn what wonderful things he's found. Boo! That was really the end of the story there. That was a mean story. We'll never know what was inside that box, will we? What do you think was inside the box? I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Because it's getting cold. We have time to make a wish for the world. And if we all make a wish for the world, well, there'll be many wishes for the world. We pretend to make a giant ball that holds all of our friendly wishes for the whole world. And we're going to toss the ball up into the sky together and imagine that it carries our friendly wishes to everyone, everywhere. All right, let's hold the ball. Oh, it's a big ball. I've got this corner. I've got this corner of the ball down in New Zealand. I've got this edge. Right. It's not that heavy because it's a ball. It's full of air. But here we go. Okay. What colour's the ball? Oh, really? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Does it have stripes on it where you're holding it? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put my friendly wish in. I'm not going to tell you what my wish is. Okay, I'm going now. All right. Okay, you put your wish in. Have you got your wish? Okay, put your wish in. Everybody got their wish in? A few stragglers, come on. Just a nice wish for the world. Let's go. Okay, get it in there, mate. Get it in there. Yeah, stuff it in there. Shove it in that ball. Get that wish in there. You get that other wish in there. Chuck them all in there. Okay, now we're going to count to 3. We're going to throw the ball up into the sky together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And off it goes. And look at that ball go. Off it goes. Bringing our wishes to everyone, everywhere. And that's a nice activity, isn't it? And if you want to get more episodes of The Secret Kindergarten, well, you can get them from my website, thesecretkindergarten.com. You can download them for the kids on all podcast platforms. One person downloads them in India. One person downloads them in Brazil. A few people download them in America. A couple of people download them in Australia. And a couple of people download them in New Zealand. I love you all. Bye.